Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Oh, look at that graphic rise up. So, Democratic Party, right? They're the party of resistance. They're going to resist Trump no matter what, even if he wants to draw down troops in Afghanistan. House panel votes to constrain Afghan drawdown, asks for assessment on incentives to attack U.S. troops. This was in the Hill yesterday, July 1st. The House Armed Services Committee voted Wednesday to put roadblocks on President Trump's ability to withdraw from Afghanistan. This is how insane it is. So remember Obama ran on his Hope and Change campaign was to get us out of Afghanistan and Iraq in 2008. We were in two wars. It was never-ending war. We wanted out, right? At that point, Afghanistan had been going on for 7 years. Get it out. We got to end. And then Obama gets in there, ramps up troops in Afghanistan, keeps the bombing going, starts bombing 5 more countries. So now here we are, 12 years later. Afghanistan is our longest running war in the history of the United States. And Trump, who I don't like, he ran on an anti-interventionist campaign. He hasn't kept his word at all. But when he bombs Syria, that's when both parties like him. When he talks about pulling out, oh, we can't have that. That's how psychotic it is. These two stupid parties and their morons in leadership, idiots like Trump and Biden and the Clintons and Obama and Mitch McConnell, that fat, juggly, walnut-looking, and Nancy Pelosi. Any president, even one as awful as Trump that says they don't want war, both parties say nope. The machine goes nope. Because we might be close to a victory. We've only been in Afghanistan 19 years, but let's keep going. No, we're done. Pull out. It's over. You want to spend any money in Afghanistan? Roads, hospitals, schools. That's it. Theaters. That's the only thing we can spend money. I'm down with that. You want to spend money in Afghanistan and build it up? Roads, but no, we're not. We're done. We're done. We should have beaten. Can you imagine? This is the equivalent. I'm not joking. This is the equivalent. Is if we were still fighting in Europe or Japan in 1950. No. 1960. This is the equivalent of we're still fighting a war against the Japanese Empire in 1960. We still got troops battling it out on the Philippines and the Solomon Islands. And we might have a victory. We lost this. Can you imagine that? We still have troops on the ground fighting the Nazis in Germany in 1960. That war started for us in 1941. 19 years later would be 1960. When you put it in those terms, it sounds pretty goddamn insane, doesn't it? It's the year 2020. A month after 9/11, roughly 3 weeks after, in October of 2011, we officially went to war in Afghanistan. Now, on 9/11, we dropped special forces in. So we've been in Afghanistan since September 11, 2001. Including requiring an assessment of whether any country has ordered incentives for the Taliban to attack U.S. and coalition troops. So this has all come with this leak thing that Putin was telling the Taliban to go kill. He was giving a bounty if they killed American soldiers. First of all, I'm pretty sure the Taliban doesn't need an incentive to want to kill Americans. That's pretty on brand for them. They don't like us. They want to kill our soldiers. They've been doing that for a long time. We're like, well, we're okay with the Americans, but Putin's giving them out money. So even if Putin, do I like Putin? No. But again, we try to make Putin out to be this horrific bad guy. And yes, he's authoritarian. He just announced he wants to be president for another 16 years and he's trying to rewrite the Constitution. Sure. But is Russia bombing 7 countries right now? Did Russia have a militarized police force that just literally used chemical weapons against its own people for several weeks of George Floyd protests? No, that was the United States did that. So anytime somebody says they don't want war, boom. JFK didn't want war, boom. Bobby Kennedy said he was going to get us out, boom. Anybody, you unite the people? Oh, Malcolm X and Dr. King started to kind of see eye to eye toward, take them both out. Oh, Fred Hampton was unifying Southern whites and the Black Panthers. He's got to go. The National Defense Author, the NDAA. Oh, yes. Congress, we haven't had a congressional vote to go to war. The last time Congress voted on whether America can go to war was World War II. Since then, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, the first Gulf War, this Afghan, the second, this never-ending war cycle. We just go, and the NDAA, this is, to protect America after 9/11. From Rep. Jason Crow, would require several certifications before the U.S. military can further draw down on Afghanistan. So if you're a service member serving in Afghanistan right now and you're like, what are we doing here? This is bullshit. I want to go home. Sorry. Weird. Pat Tillman started to call out the bullshit of the American war. Oh, and he was killed by his own troops. Interesting. So they just made it harder for Trump. This is how awful our political system is. So I want to ask liberal, like Democrats, are you for war then? You're for us keeping troops in Afghanistan? We've been there 19 years. Get out. I don't care if Trump I just don't want to see any more. So you're okay with Americans coming home in flag draped coffins or with PTSD and 22 vets a day commit suicide? Because we've been in this never-ending ridiculous war. We're not fighting justice. We're not protecting Americans. We're protecting the stock portfolios of companies like Boeing and Raytheon and Northrop Grumman and come on. We've spent how many? $10 trillion on this global war on terror? Gee, imagine if we put that money in our infrastructure. What would America look like today? High-speed rail coast to coast, high-paying union jobs, taking care of that. What if after 9/11 we went, we got to get off oil. We can't, no more oil, Middle Eastern oil, just cause all these wars. We don't want it. We're done. We could have this green energy, this green tech, free health care. This is trillions of dollars we spent. Somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 to $10 trillion. They don't even know. Student debt forgiveness, free college tuition for every American. Free public universities and colleges. You want to go to a private school? Great. You can get a loan or have your rich parents pay for it. But infrastructure, what would our homeless situation look like? How prepared would we have been for COVID-19? We would be like the world leader. Boy, America handled COVID-19 perfectly. Okay, we locked the country down. We already got free health care because we stopped bombing and we got out of the war business and we have all these cars running on hydrogen or vegetable oil, whatever it was, right? America's got good union jobs. We have the lowest unemployment in the world. We have the highest, healthcare, where our education is now number one in the world. We're the smart, free-thinking, open democracy instead of this war machine. How come nobody asked how are we going to pay for it? How are we going to pay for keeping troops in Afghanistan for a 20th year? Nobody asked that question. When you ask for free health care, Medicare for all, how are we going to pay for Medicare for all? How are we going to pay for free college? We always got money for war. We always got money to send poor and working class kids go to war. That's who's going to war, by the way. Ivanka Trump and Chelsea Clinton and the Obama girls and the Bush girls, they're not going. Jeff Bezos, if he had kids, I don't know, whatever he's got, are any billionaires' kids going to war? Are the CEOs of Northrop Grumman and Boeing, are they sending their kids to war? And if they are they going as officers? Are they going as enlisted grunts? Probably officers if they do go. See, when you have a poor economy and a poor education, you don't need a draft. You've got a poverty draft. Thanks to NAFTA and the TPP and all that crap. Shipping all of our jobs overseas so billionaires can make more of a profit. An immigrant didn't steal your job. A billionaire did. Do you see how this all? And this is a democratically controlled Congress. The amendment passed 45-11. These are mostly Democrats. A couple of diehard Trumpers voted for it. So you hate Trump so much that you're okay with continuing a war that is needless into its 20. You don't care about sending poor and working class kids to fight wars that are nonsense. 20 years we're going to fight the Taliban? The amendment comes as Trump's withdrawal deal with the Taliban remains precarious as high violence levels persist in Afghanistan. Because the military-industrial complex controls this country. The two-party system is a joke. It's professional wrestling. Who controls the country? The military-industrial complex, big pharmaceutical companies, the intelligence communities, telecommunications, billionaire sex trafficking pedophiles, horrific people. The U.S. military said it is down to 8,600 troops in line with the agreement to get that leveled by mid-July. But military officials have insisted on any further drawdown will be based on conditions on the ground that are not yet met, even as Trump... Oh, how... The Afghanistan papers, did we all forget those that came out? Showing this has been a ridiculous... Nobody knows what's going on. High-ranking generals are like, we don't know what we're doing. Interviews, leaked documents, Freedom of Information Act releases have all shown that this Afghanistan war has been a joke. It's been a waste of money and human lives. And again, 22 vets a day commit suicide. But, oh, we need to draw down the troops. And then literally people call themselves liberal, like Trump doesn't know what he was doing pulling troops out of there. Oh, so you're in favor of war. You were screaming 15 years ago that Bush was a lunatic that had us in these dumb wars. But when Obama got us into wars, you were okay with it. Wake the fuck up. Crow's amendment would block funding to dip below 8,000 troops and then again below 4,000 troops, unless the administration certifies that doing so would not compromise U.S. counterterrorism mission. Oh, God. If you can't fight, these are poor tribal people. You can't beat them, the greatest military in the history of the world. We've been fighting them for 19 years. Give me a break. We're done. Spend that money at home. There's people in tent cities. There's people living in goddamn tents in America. Jeff Bezos is about to become the world's first trillionaire. Give me a break. I'm sick of this shit. We militarize our police, but we don't have money for public schools and housing for the homeless. We don't even have affordable housing. I live in a city that doesn't have affordable housing. But we always got money for war. We always got money to militarize our police. Do you see how the domestic and the foreign policy bullshit is the same? The same way we always have money to make our police just beat the shit out of people. We got the money to beat the shit out of poor people in Afghanistan. Nice. Way to go, Democrats. Way to resist. Outstanding. Great. Democrats. They love war just as much as Republicans do. Way to go. Shave your knuckles for justice. I'm the only one giving you the truth on this. The corporate media won't call this out. Won't call us this bullshit. This war's 19 years. Oh, boy. Thanks for watching. Boom. Hey, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button and the subscribe button, even if you've done it before, because they're unsubscribing, many of you, every day. Watch the ads all the way through. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Also, support us at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Rockfin.com is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. All my videos are on Rockfin ad-free. Thanks for watching.